Oh, hi there. You caught me in the middle of my yoga that I never do. I didn't know you were watching. Actually, yes, I did know you were watching. And that's what leads us to our next point. How to get those rock solid abs. Welcome to the very first numero uno episode of the FiTbyPhase exercise portion for this channel. We're really excited to bring to you that bird that keeps squawking in the video. And we want to talk about different core movements that everyone's doing, how to perfect them, and then maybe some movements that you're not doing that you can use in your core training to really show off all of this. You may be wondering why I'm in this position, this awesome athletic position. Well, here's the secret. I'm about to get into a plank position. Okay, so, as most of you probably know, you don't want to do a plank like this, right? It's going to put a lot of pressure on the lower back, and in layman's terms, that's not good. Okay, you also don't want to create a mountain with your butt, because even though that may look really good at the gym, it's not necessarily working what you want to work. So, we want to keep our butt, it's almost going to feel slightly elevated, but you want to really activate your core, and here's a good trick you can use to make sure you're doing so. So if you notice, I'm really preventing myself from sagging, and I want to kind of raise it up just a little, and I'm really starting to feel that there. I mean, oh my gosh, I'm going to be ripped after this. The next thing that you can really use when you're going to be doing a plank is kind of give a good exhale out. That tightness, that tightness is really going to contract those muscles, and it's going to get your core firing away when you're doing those planks. This is a cover of my new album. Actually, it just gets me in a good position to get into what we are going to get into next, the Russian twist, which I'm not really sure if it's from Russia. I haven't done my background check on that, but we want to go through a few small things that people may be doing that may not be benefiting them completely. So a few common mistakes with this Russian twist is this. One, people don't get into this position here, where really your back is straight and at a 45-degree angle, and you're keeping the legs up. I like to cross them. You don't necessarily have to, but I always cross my legs here about 6 inches up off the ground. Okay, we've got the knees slightly bent here as well. Now, with or without weight, it doesn't matter. I'm actually gonna get out of that position. But with or without weight, it doesn't matter. But a common mistake is you see people kind of shortchanging it. They'll go here, here, and so let me kind of rotate towards you. Here, here, just kind of this rapid movement that's just side to side. Well, why don't we turn it up a notch and let's get a full range of movement at it, okay? So let's get all the way over here, okay? Instead of just here and going back and forth almost like a straight line, think of it more like a semicircle, okay? All the way down, reaching back behind that oblique on each side. Another thing that you can focus on that's really going to help, that we've found very beneficial in our core training, is to almost think of it a little bit more robotic. Instead of like just slamming them away, which feels really good and awesome, but if you can get here and almost like little segments here, brief hold in the middle, brief hold at the bottom, brief hold at the bottom, instead of just tossing them, if you can get yourself that control and that stability is where a lot of that accessory, that control and that stability is where a lot of your core training is going to be, and it's going to be contracting those muscle fibers. Listen up, kids. I feel like a coach here for a little league team. Let's get into some FiTbyPhase workouts, or I'm sorry, FiTbyPhase movements for the core. Not necessarily copyrighted by FiTbyPhase, but some movements that we utilize in our own training and all of our members' training. The first one is we're going to go superhero style here. And Mr. Peter Parker himself would be very proud of these, I think. So we're going to get into this plank position once again. We're not here, even though that, you know, you see that on Instagram quite a bit. Okay, so we're in this plank position, and we're going to do what we call our Spider-Man planks. You may be familiar with the Spider-Man push-up, which is actually a military movement where you'll bring that knee up to the elbow as you press down. We're going to use that for a plank now. And we're actually going to keep this plank position, bring that knee up. Notice my leg is still off the ground. I'm not making contact here. I'm holding my plank position, bringing the knee up. Okay, excellent oblique and oblique abdominal core movement. Sorry, it's hard to speak in a Spider-Man plank. But if you can bring those legs up, you're going to be utilizing, you're going to be firing away on those obliques as well. It's going to be really beneficial and kind of a fun little alternate to just holding a plank for 30 seconds. Some shorter than usual shorts on today so that you can see my extremely white legs. And we want to go into a bicycle movement. Now, this one is actually probably my favorite core movement because it is a little bit more robotic. I like those robotic movements. They're not just like throwing your body around trying to get that core activated. And instead of what you would think a traditional bicycle would be, like kind of something like this, where you're just chopping, that's not necessarily bad, but I think we could do a little bit better. So once again, take a look at my little white legs here. And we're gonna get these heels about 6 inches up off the ground. We're gonna get into this position here. And we're gonna bring opposite elbow, so right elbow to left knee. Notice this right leg is still about 6 inches up off the ground. Okay, I'm holding that position. I'm coming up with my upper body, not just twisting. I'm coming up, meeting that elbow, going back, and then repeating. So it's just about time for us to get out of here because the sun is peeking up over the horizon and us vampires don't really like that very well. So we've gone over a plank, what to do, what not to do. We've gone over the Russian twist, ways that you can alter that to make it a little better. And we went superhero style with those Spider-Man planks that are really going to be great for those obliques, and looked at that bicycle core, which may be a movement that you're not familiar with, but try it out. I swear it's an awesome movement. One by one, those abs are going to start popping, by probably 3 or 4 days. No, that's obviously a joke. With everything that we're talking about, all these core movements, they're not going to be effective unless you've got your nutrition locked down and you've got some, other more well-rounded for all parts of your body, all those muscles in your body, a good exercise routine that you're sticking to and staying committed to. But we do want to give you a little core circuit that you can do at home. Stay active. You can do it at the gym too, add some weight on. That's always a really good method to strengthen that core, both here and here, because the core is in your back as well. So, stay tuned if you want to do that. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully we weren't too boring, and you guys have an awesome and fantastic day.